I imagine each of us at some time or another has been captivated and bewitched by the squirrel, the unattainable, wild, adorable creature who finds very creative ways to feed itself sometimes. Some of us become a bit obsessed, following Jill the squirrel and other famous squirrel like creatures online. It's delightful to watch, and I get giddy just remembering my fascination when I was younger. My dad, total Dr. Doolittle. He trained the squirrels in our front yard from wild to the point where they would climb his leg, retrieve hidden peanuts from his shirt pockets. I think I inherited my fascination with squirrels from my dad. As I got older, I'd see them in the trees. I would stop and mimic their sounds, watching their reaction to see if I was saying anything of interest. I picked up pretty quickly, though, on the fact that my butchering of their language pretty much pissed them off. Twitching tails and barking let me know I should probably pursue another language. But I never gave up. I never gave up hope. I remember working from home for nearly a year, trying to finish writing my dissertation. On days that the cerebral experience was too overwhelming, I would venture out into the backyard and try to catch wild squirrels, using only a stick, string, and a laundry basket. And I did feed the occasional roof rat that hung around the back, but I always had my mind's eye on the brass ring, a pet squirrel. One of our nannies finally gave me my first opportunity to raise a squirrel. She was studying to be a vet tech, and she had a baby squirrel that she was rehabbing. Oh my gosh, the excitement in my eyes could have rivaled the stars in Juliet's head. I joined the squirrel board and I read everything I could get my hands on, but you must know that, theoretical learning is very different from hands-on experience sometimes. In my novice days, I did lose my first few. Most were inevitable, as they'd been bitten by a cat, nasty, deadly mouth germs, or had already been cold way too long. But my first real lesson was when my inexperience caused the death of my beloved scout. My inexperience with feeding a baby squirrel brought about her demise. She aspirated some of the formula, got pneumonia, and died on my shoulder. I was inexperienced, so I knew I didn't do anything intentionally, but this deep pain still resides within me. If I'd taken my time, worked with a local rehabber, studied more, maybe I could have saved that baby. And that's what brought me here, ultimately. I know there are some of you out there who are just like me. You yearn for a baby of your own. And I want to help you. I want to guide you, but I also want you to move forward with your eyes wide open. We do need more trained squirrel rehabbers in our world, and in order to be a successful rehabber, you have to take some really important steps. And you need to make absolute certain that it's the right time in your life to try this out. First, if you can't afford the vet, please don't get a pet. First time I read this online, I was like, okay, stop trying to dissuade me. As I've matured over the years and seen so many neglected animals, I can't help but agree. Even a small animal like a squirrel takes money. Oh, my poor husband, he has financed my animal passion for years. So let me just break this down quickly. Cage, $229, harness $696, healthy blocks for adult squirrels $18.99, Fox Valley baby squirrel formula $14.99, syringes, bottle, heating pad, teeth grinding, calcium stones. Okay, do you get the drift here? So this is just like really basic stuff, and it's already $382.29, and that doesn't include any vet appointments. Okay, so or my second outdoor cage, which is yet to be built, to get squirrels ready for ultimate release back into the wild. So it's expensive, and just I'm still in an encouraging mindset, but I do want you to make sure that you have the finances to do this, even if you have to raise this money by starting a GoFundMe or asking family for donations to help you get your career as a rehabber started. Number 2, razor sharp weapons of mass destruction. So squirrels online are like puppies. You see Jill the squirrel lounging and being loved on by mommy. But squirrels don't just arrive on the scene acting all chill like Jill. Rue was manic, bordering on maniacal. She never sat still when she was young. She got into everything and destroyed more than her share of stuff, including her own cage.
Squirrels are accustomed to being on the go constantly. They'll bury nuts everywhere, make a huge mess, and may unintentionally chew on the cord to your iPhone more than just once or twice. So, you really have to have a huge cage to give them space. But even the biggest cage is not the real problem. Squirrels are social and they need attention or they become bored. A bored squirrel will become even more destructive. I take mine out for every day, for hours at a time. She has the run of her own room. Over the holidays, it's tough. I mean, squirrels aren't loved by all. People get freaked out when a squirrel jumps on them. And my girl does not really like men, so my son and my husband don't experience her quite the way I do. And I spend so much time sweeping up mess. And that's not even like the poop mess. That's just stuff from her cage that she chucks out the front. Shells, dirt, bits of bark. Luckily, right now, I can work from home on most days, and so I can give her the attention and the play that she needs so that she doesn't become bored and destructive. So, number 3 is blood and injuries. And I think this was the part of my journey that was the most surprising. I just couldn't conceive of these sweet little squirrels causing bodily harm. Oh my gosh, my eyes are wide open now. My shoulders at any given point look and feel like a road map, new and old scratches, like forming a web across my skin. And my fingers have often taken the brunt of Rue's fear or frustration. And trimming her nails, seriously, should be reserved only for like covert operatives in full protective gear. So, and I've learned the hard way about having a harness. Squirrels will take off when you least expect it. On my worst day, 9 hours later, she did actually come down from the tree, but it was a really long and very, very stressful day.
Squirrel obsession is nothing new, you see. Back in the 1700s, many people owned squirrels. These squirrels are immortalized with all kinds of art, from paintings to poems. Even Benjamin Franklin took part in the squirrel culture by writing a eulogy for a friend's fallen comrade. He says, "Few squirrels were better accomplished, for he had a good education, had traveled far, and seen much of the world." I don't see our passion for these guys fading anytime soon, and if you're anything like me, your heart beats with thoughts of having a squirrel be part of your life. And I'm in support of that. If you can deal with the cost, the mess, and the pain, I will wish you great luck on your own adventure. Study hard, get the right training, and make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. Sadly, I'm not sure Rue is releasable back into the wild. And that is a bittersweet pill, my friends. She doesn't have the skills to be wild, and releasing her would probably be a death sentence, as she knows not of the dangers of neighbors who hate small furry animals, cars, dogs who are not her dog, as well as hawks, cats, and cold winters. Rue may never have the chance to be free in the wild and jump through the trees the way squirrels should be able to do. I have to live with that reality, and it plagues me daily. Again, if I had studied, been patient, and gained experience with a local rehabber, I'd know exactly what to do to get Rue ready for release. I hope my story will inspire you to do it the right way, to save the babies, but structure the experience so they're able to rejoin their furry friends in the treetops. My next adventure will be just that. In the spring, I plan to learn, study, and help the sweet squirrel babies live the life they long for, jumping through the trees and stealing from bird feeders all over the neighborhood.